Has Rolex just killed the Datejust with the land dweller? We're live, baby! But yes, this is the new office that we've been working on, the new studio actually, because we've been meaning to like hire space that we can shoot regular content, and I guess this is it. I actually have a pretty cool, if you can just quickly pan the video, quickly pan the camera, but I have a cool great white shark portrait here that I want to actually put up, but I actually can't because we're potentially moving to another office upstairs, which is a little bit bigger than this one. So essentially we've been here for maybe less than a month and a half. And we offered an opportunity upstairs where I think it kind of works a little bit better for the whole team. Not so much for us because, you know, the studio was more personalized for us, but since it works a little bit better for the whole team, we're planning to move. So not sure what's gonna happen in terms of drilling stuff into the walls or any like permanent modifications. Even this table here, it's actually not fixed yet because it just came in on Friday. Today's Monday, and we haven't had a chance to set everything up. And Izzy made a point that, is there a point to actually drill it when we're gonna move? But yeah, look, do expect to see some content from this new showroom with this better lighting, green, blue light, key light, focus light, whatever. And until we move. So I guess you guys will have about 3 weeks or so, 2 weeks of better content, and then yeah, we can go from there. But guys, I just want to show you guys the new setup that we've been working on, and yeah, I just want to let you guys know that we are doing a lot better content coming soon.
Oh my god!
Wow, that's interesting.
Oh, bro, that is gorgeous.
That's cool.
That is gorgeous.
I can't read that. I need to open my eyes a little bit. Guys, here we have it. We've got the brand new Land Dweller 4T on hand, in stock. It just came in just about half an hour ago, okay? It is Rolex's new 2025 release, and in my personal opinion, there are some issues with the watch. However, I think overall, I think they've got themselves a winner. I think this watch is a stunning piece, and I think that they've done something good with this one. They've brought back a little piece of history with this particular model, and it's very reminiscent of the watches, the Oyster quartz that they used to make. Before I go on and tell you about all the amazing benefits and specs, I want to talk to you guys about the downsides of this watch, in my personal opinions, the cons, the stuff that I don't like too much about it. Number one, the buckle. It doesn't actually line up. So the crown's all the way on this side, right? Where you actually open the bracelet. And it's actually pretty balanced. So yeah, I mean, like, you maybe can shift one over, but for the most part, I think that's gonna annoy me. Because when you wear it, you can actually see that the crown is not actually centered, and it's actually all the way to the left-hand side. That's, my OCD is gonna kill me, right? I'm gonna look at it, I'm like, what the hell? Number two, the band itself. The band itself is a little bit too thick, right? In my personal opinion, I don't like thick bands, but this one has a very thick band at the bottom, at the back there. It does have an invisible clasp, which is amazing, right? Something that Rolex has discontinued now on their 36mm Datejust. And they've introduced the buckle, the clasp, which I think doesn't look as good as the invisible clasp, because the invisible clasp is a lot nicer looking. So more on that in a bit. But yeah, like I said, the band is a bit too big, a bit too thick for me, for my personal liking. But apart from that, I think for the most part, oh, one last thing, there's no bloody freaking Easy Link, right? And no adjustability, no glide lock system. Rolex still hasn't figured out how to do an invisible clasp that has a glide lock system, which is really annoying because for me, it's all about comfort. And if I'm not comfortable, I'll most likely not wear it because I can't adjust it. Especially when it's hot, you can't loosen it up. Similar to day dates, right? Day dates have obviously that presidential bracelet which don't adjust, and they're very, very annoying to wear, especially because it's so heavy. It tends to stick to your skin a bit more, and when it's hot and you're sweaty, it doesn't wear really nice. But let's go through the features of this particular watch, or the specs of this watch, right? So you do have a white gold and steel watch, right? You do have the iconic fluted bezel that Rolex does. Also, you've got a flatter bracelet compared to your Datejust, right? With Datejust, you've got a much more of a rounded kind of links, so you don't feel the edges so much, whereas with this one, you do feel the edges a lot, right? So it's very reminiscent of like APs because of that boxier kind of feel to it. It is cool because it does catch the light, similar to how an AP does, on their bracelet does. So you do kind of get this ripple effect of light every time the light hits the different links, right? So I guess that's a pro for this particular watch. But yeah, all in all, I think Rolex have done well with this particular model, right? You do get semi-rounded cases on the edge there. Also, you do have a bigger, I guess, case, in the sense that it is a 40 mil, but I feel like it wears a little bit bigger just because the case is obviously, you know, just the way it looks, right? The way it plays on your eyes. But yeah, all in all, great watch. The other thing I wanted to mention was also the dial. The dial's actually really, really nice, right? I didn't imagine the motif dial to be so nice because for me personally, with the Datejust, with the motif dials, they tend to be too much. So you can't really see the time properly, or sometimes there's just too much going on, right? Whereas in this particular watch, they do it pretty subtle. So the motif honeycomb effect is very subtle. So for most part, you don't even notice it's there until you kind of bend it along with the light, and you kind of see it catch the light, and then you see, oh look, there's actually a texture to it. But although I think they've done well, Rolex have obviously discontinued majority of their motif dials on the Datejust, and there's probably a reason to that. I think it wasn't very popular, if I'm honest with you. We have sold a lot in the past, but in saying that, they're not like super hot movers, right? But with this one, it's very subtle, so it's not loud at all, so it doesn't distract you from actually reading the time, whereas the motif dial on Datejust did distract you quite a bit. But yeah, this one is very, very subtle. Now, when you look at it, you kind of have that Explorer 1 / AP / Datejust kind of blend, right? You kind of see, you look at it, you're like, hey, look, I kind of see AP, I kind of see Explorer, I kind of see Datejust in this particular watch. So yeah, it is a little bit of a different look that we haven't had in the past. Some other things worth mentioning: 7135 movement, okay, with a 66-hour power reserve, not your typical power reserve that we're used to from majority of the new modern Rolexes, which is usually between 70 and 72 hours power reserve. So this one has a little bit less, but I don't think you'll notice it too much, if I'm totally honest. So you're getting roughly 3 days anyways. So if you wear it every day, it shouldn't really matter, because obviously it'll keep spinning, so you won't have the issue of the power reserve going flat. However, if you wear in rotation, I reckon every 2 days or so, put it on, wind it or something, just to make sure that the time doesn't go flat. And even so, right? It's a date and a time function. There's not any other features to the watch. It's pretty easy to set. So for you people who actually want to get watch winders to keep the watch running forever, if I'm totally honest with you, you're just wearing them down the movement a lot quicker than you need to, right? So not necessary if it's just a normal time and date featured watch. If it's a perpetual calendar, understandable. You do need it because it takes you forever to set it. And it's just painful, very, very painful to set annual calendars or perpetual calendars. Perpetual calendars more so because obviously years and all that, but yeah, it's fine. I think that it's a very versatile watch to wear as a daily, everyday watch, right? So if you see on my wrist right here, it doesn't scream too loud. I actually quite like that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it looks nice. Yeah, man, I don't know. The band doesn't do it for me. Like if you look at here, you can see how thick it is, which I don't really love. I do like the Datejust and the other models more, like Daytonas and stuff, because they taper a little bit more. I think it's maybe like a tad too fat in terms of how it wears. So it wears more like a bracelet, like a round bracelet, opposed to like a watch. I don't know. It's just my personal opinion, bro. I don't know, man. Man, I see VC. I don't like that at all. But no, what I was gonna say also is actually it's very comfortable to wear. So if you put it on your wrist, it wears. Even like this is fully linked at the moment. I usually wear my watches fully linked because I got a bigger wrist, 7-inch wrist or so, and it's very, very comfortable. I don't even like notice it too much that it's there. It's very light as well for like white gold. So you do get white gold. It's still obviously a blend of the both, but it's light, so you don't feel like you're wearing like a solid gold piece. Obviously, because it doesn't have the same weight, but it's not uncomfortable. Some things to consider when you're talking about the grey market in this particular model is that, yeah, like I said, wholesale, you're looking to probably pick one up around that low to mid 50s, whereas in a grey market to an end user, you're probably looking to pick one up around that, 60, maybe low 60s. It's still very hyped to watch. So if you were to look at, in terms of like abundance of this watch on the market, you don't see too many of them. This is probably the first time I've seen one in person. Sorry, not probably. This is the very first time I've seen one in person. Hence why I'm kind of gobsmacked with it. I think it's actually a stunning looking watch. But What I'm trying to say is that the abundance is not there yet, and you haven't seen too many of them pop up on the grey market just yet, hence why the prices of them are still fairly high. So now, the first ones that I've seen that when they first came out overseas or locally were sitting around that 70, 80 mark, and now they've come down slightly. And I'm kind of expect them to keep coming down once people can get more access to them. As you're aware, the more supply there is in the market, the more demand falls, and the more demand falls, the more prices fall, right? If it's the opposite, and Rolex don't release a lot of these, and then people are trying to get, a lot of people are trying to get it, and no one can get it, obviously the prices go up. Supply and demand, one-on-one. Yeah, so like I said, the price of these are sitting around roughly low 60s, I'd say, for this particular model. And if you guys didn't know, it actually comes in 3 different models, right? You got the platinum with an ice blue dial, which we're so used to for platinum models on Rolexes. We've got the rose gold, and we've got this one, which is white gold and steel. Rolex, you've done well. I think that this one is definitely a banger. In person, right? Not in photos. I think in photos and stuff it looks ugly. I don't think it looks amazing on the websites, and I don't think the photos have done, or the marketing have done this particular watch justice, because I think that in person she looks a lot better. So if you guys have a chance to actually view one in person, go try to get one on your wrist, just try it on, try to feel and everything, because I think that this particular model is a beautiful watch, right? Yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing this particular model, it most likely won't be available because we actually brought it in for a client of ours, and I wanted to see what it was like in person and do a video on it and everything. So most likely it won't be here. But if you do want one for yourself, hit me up, watchavenue.com.au, and we can sure as hell source this particular model for you. Right, so this is a Land Dweller 40 in white gold and steel with the white, they call it intense white honeycomb dial and reference number 127334. Not a Datejust, not a 126334, 127334. There you go. There's a Land Dweller 40. So I stick it and wear it myself.
Yeah. What is 2024?
Yeah.
Why have you got a sticker on it? You got the tag on it, bro. It's like you stole it from the store. 2024?
It's like if people commented, you go hit the price tag. Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Yeah, you want it? Want to watch? You want to watch? You want to watch? You want to watch?